bragging about using AI to find your pain point. That is a direct, stunning quote from a United States senator, and it is aimed squarely at one of America's largest airlines. This isn't a story about better in-flight snacks or more comfortable seats. This is a story about a dystopian new reality where the price you see for an airplane ticket is a secret calculated just for you, based on how much an algorithm believes it can squeeze out of your personal bank account. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on Delta Airlines' shocking and controversial new plan to let artificial intelligence set the price for your ticket on the spot just for you. We are going to explore exactly how this radical new technology could fundamentally rewrite the rules of travel, why powerful lawmakers are already labeling it predatory pricing, and what this all means for your wallet, your privacy, and your future purchases. Is the very concept of a single, fair price for a product about to become a quaint relic of the past? We will delve into all of it. The airline industry has, for decades, operated with a black box of pricing. You and the person sitting in the seat right next to you on the same flight could have paid wildly different amounts for the exact same journey, booked on the exact same day. It has always been a source of immense frustration for travelers. But what Delta Airlines is now proposing represents a quantum leap beyond that familiar, frustrating system. The company has gone on the record and publicly announced its incredibly ambitious goal. By the end of this very year, a full 20% of all its tickets will no longer have a fixed listed price that you can see and compare. Instead, they will be priced individually, in real time, by a powerful and inscrutable artificial intelligence. Just try to picture this scenario for a moment. You're at your computer, searching for a flight from New York to Los Angeles. Your friend, sitting in the same room, on their own laptop, searches for the very same flight at the same time. In that single instant, Delta's AI springs into action. It analyzes everything it knows about you, your entire past travel history with the airline, how frequently you fly, whether you typically book first class or stick to economy, maybe even the time of day you tend to search, or, chillingly, the type of device you're using. It then performs the same deep analysis on your friend. Based on this vast trove of secret data, it presents you with a price of $450, while simultaneously presenting your friend with a price of $380. It is the same flight, the same seating category, the same moment in time, but a $70 difference, engineered specifically to match what the algorithm has calculated to be your personal pain point. That is, the absolute maximum price you are willing to shell out for that ticket without giving up and closing the browser window. This is not a sale. It is not a special promotion. This is the new standard price, a price of one created just for you. This practice, known in the corporate world as personalized or dynamic pricing, is being carefully framed by Delta as a bold, forward-thinking, long-term strategy to boost its profitability. And of course, to make it sound innovative and exciting, they have slapped the trendiest and most powerful buzzword of them all onto it: AI. As you can rightfully imagine, this announcement was met with immediate, fierce, and widespread backlash. Leading the chorus of condemnation is Senator Ruben Gallego of Arizona, who did not mince his words in the slightest. He publicly and forcefully called out the entire practice as being nothing short of predatory pricing. He went on to accuse Delta Airlines of a blatant and cynical attempt to squeeze its loyal customers for every single penny they have. But his most chilling and revealing accusation was that Delta was, in his exact words, bragging about using AI to find your pain point. Let that phrase sink in for a moment. The stated goal of this multi-million-dollar technology is not to find a fair market price or to create a more efficient system for everyone. The goal is to find the precise financial and psychological threshold of your personal discomfort and then to charge you a price that sits just below it. It is a profoundly troubling concept that transforms the simple act of buying a plane ticket from a straightforward transaction into a high-stakes psychological battle against an invisible, all-knowing machine that may know you better than you think. This is no longer just about business. It is a fundamental question of ethics in the modern age. How much should a corporation be allowed to know about you simply to set a price? Where do we, as a society, draw the line between smart business and predatory digital exploitation? This aggressive move by Delta has ignited a firestorm of debate among lawmakers, privacy advocates, and ordinary consumers who are already deeply fed up with the opaque, confusing, and frustrating experience of booking travel online.
The very idea that your past loyalty or your spending habits could be weaponized against you to charge you more money, not less, feels like a profound and cynical betrayal of customer trust. If this new vision of the future of air travel pricing concerns you as much as it concerns us, take a quick second to hit that like button. It is a small but meaningful way to show that we as consumers are paying close attention and are demanding transparency. Faced with this enormous wave of public criticism, Delta Airlines naturally and predictably shifted into full damage control mode. A company spokesperson quickly issued a very carefully worded public statement designed to soothe anxieties, assuring the public that the company has, and I am quoting directly, zero tolerance for discrimination. They went on to insist that their fares are all publicly filed and based solely on trip-related factors like advance purchase and cabin class. Furthermore, they claimed to maintain strict safeguards to ensure compliance with federal law. But this corporate defense raises far more questions than it actually answers. Let's dissect their language more closely. When they say zero tolerance for discrimination, they are using a legally loaded term that typically refers to protected classes, like race or gender. But what about discrimination based on your perceived wealth, or your online behavior, or your loyalty? That's not illegal discrimination in the eyes of the law, it's just smart business in their view. The term publicly filed is another piece of clever misdirection. A base fare might be filed with regulators, but the complex web of AI-driven surcharges and personalized adjustments built on top of that base will be anything but public. It's a classic shell game, designed to provide a veneer of compliance while the real pricing mechanism operates in total secrecy in the shadows. And this is where the problem becomes even more sinister. We're not just talking about a simple if-then-else computer program. We're talking about a self-learning machine learning model. The scary truth is that even Delta's own engineers might not be able to fully explain why the AI made a specific pricing decision for a specific person. These systems can identify thousands of subtle correlations in the data that are completely invisible to human analysts. Maybe it found a correlation between people who use a certain email provider and their willingness to pay more. Maybe it's analyzing the speed and rhythm of your typing as you enter your name. The possibilities are as limitless as they are terrifying, and the company can hide behind the convenient excuse of the algorithm did it, absolving themselves of direct responsibility for any predatory outcome. This profound vagueness is precisely what has critics and privacy advocates so deeply worried. Without transparency, there can be no accountability. We, the customers, are simply being asked to trust that the AI's mysterious black box is operating fairly, even as the openly stated goal of the entire project is to maximize corporate profit by targeting each of us individually. It is absolutely crucial to understand that Delta's alarming move, while shocking, is not happening in a vacuum. It is the latest and perhaps the most high-profile example of a deeply disturbing trend that is quietly and relentlessly creeping into every single corner of our consumer lives. The concept of dynamic pricing, where prices fluctuate based on real-time demand, has already been normalized by companies like Uber, where the price of a ride can double or triple during a rainstorm, and by Ticketmaster, which brazenly uses its so-called official platinum pricing to shake down passionate music lovers for astronomically high prices for in-demand concerts. But now, this practice is expanding beyond services and into the realm of everyday essential goods. Even major grocery store chains are now openly touting their plans for AI-driven, dynamic pricing systems in their stores. Just imagine the price of a gallon of milk or a loaf of bread suddenly surging on a Sunday evening simply because the store's in-store surveillance and data analysis algorithms show that it is a peak shopping time for those items. This is not some far-fetched science fiction scenario. It is the active business model of the very near future.
This broader, systemic context is what makes the quote from Matt Britton, the author of the book Generation AI, so incredibly chilling and resonant. He told Fortune magazine, AI isn't just optimizing business operations, but fundamentally rewriting the rules of commerce and consumer experience. And his final conclusion is a stark and urgent warning for every single one of us. For consumers, this means the era of fair pricing is over. This shift doesn't just threaten our wallets, it threatens to create a new, insidious form of digital caste system. On one side, you will have the digitally fluent, the individuals who understand how to use VPNs to mask their location, who meticulously clear their browser data, who might even employ their own bots to hunt for the algorithm's weak spots. They might, in theory, secure better deals. On the other side, you'll have everyone else, the vast majority of the population, including the elderly, the less tech-savvy, and those who simply don't have the time or energy for this constant digital warfare. They will be the ones who unknowingly subsidize the discounts of the savvy few, consistently paying the AI-inflated pain point prices. It's a future where your ability to navigate complex technology directly impacts the cost of your basic access to services, deepening existing social and economic divides. So how will this AI actually work? What hidden, secret metrics will it use to peer inside our digital wallets? Delta Airlines remains incredibly tight-lipped on the specifics, but we can make some highly educated guesses based on how these complex systems operate in other industries. The AI will almost certainly have unfettered access to your entire, detailed travel history with the airline. Are you a frequent flyer who always books at the last minute for business trips? The AI might reasonably conclude that your company is paying, not you, and that you can therefore tolerate a significantly higher price. Have you only ever flown in basic economy and always booked months in advance? Perhaps it will offer you a slightly lower price to ensure you don't switch your allegiance to a budget airline. But its analysis could go much, much deeper than that. These systems can be meticulously designed to track your every click and behavior on the airline's website or app. How many times did you search for a particular flight before you finally booked it? Did you hesitate for a few seconds on the payment page? This hesitation data could signal your price sensitivity, prompting the AI to offer you a slightly lower price on your next visit to finally close the deal. Conversely, if you book instantly without comparison shopping, it might peg you as someone who doesn't look for deals and decide to jack up the price the next time you visit. This entire system doubles down on the decades-long, frustrating practice of using opaque factors to make airfare vary wildly from minute to minute. The common frustration of seeing a price change right before your eyes is about to be put on steroids. AI could make this situation infinitely worse, creating a pricing environment so complex, so personalized, and so fleeting that it becomes impossible for a normal human to navigate or ever feel confident they have found the best deal. The best deal will simply be whatever the AI decides is best for Delta's bottom line in that exact moment, for you and you alone. We are committed to following how this technology evolves and how it impacts you, the consumer. To ensure you stay informed and don't miss our future deep dives into these critical issues, make sure you are subscribed to our channel and have your notifications turned on. In the end, we are left standing at a major crossroads. Delta's AI-powered pricing scheme could, in theory, lead to some marginal benefits. Perhaps hyper-savvy consumers who know how to game the system might be able to uncover deep discounts. But this is a deeply cynical view of what technological progress should look like. Should booking a simple flight now require the operational security skills of a counterintelligence agent just to avoid being fleeced? The far more likely outcome, and the one that is deeply feared by critics, is that for the vast majority of us, this technology will simply be another powerful tool to extract more and more money from our pockets. The price of plane tickets will continue its relentless upward climb, but now it will have a shiny, high-tech veneer of personalization to justify it all. The fundamental question remains, as artificial intelligence becomes more deeply integrated into our economy, who is it truly serving? Is it creating a more efficient and fair market for everyone? Or is it creating a perfectly efficient system of digital surveillance and financial extraction for the benefit of large corporations? Nobody knows for sure how Delta's big gamble on AI will ultimately shake out, but one thing is absolutely certain. The battle for a fair price in the digital age has just begun. And your wallet is sitting right on the front line.